Hello Commander, today I'm going to teach you how to take off and how to land again. So here we are in Elite Dangerous, already docked, and I'll just go through my controls with you quickly, although this translates very easily to however you choose to fly. I'm using a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X joystick for my main controls. I've got buttons set up on that for the rudder controls, for the weapon systems, and also for the horizontal and vertical thrusters, which I find very useful. I also use the keyboard commands for a lot of the controls, and I normally use voice attack for a lot of the more mundane controls like altering power systems or raising and lowering the landing gear. However, I didn't want voice attack getting confused with me narrating this video today, so I will be using the default keyboard commands instead. Okay, so let's get started. So we're docked and we just go to launch. If it's the first time you've launched a ship, there's a little checklist that the game will go through with you to check all your control buttons work, which is quite handy. So our ship's raised to the landing pad, and in a couple of seconds we'll be able to undock.
Ship released.
There we go, and now we've got 5 minutes to take off. I like to just give a nudge of vertical thrust yet, no forward momentum. Just like to raise up, get the ship above those buildings so we don't crash into them. Align yourself with the exit and power up. We'll just start moving out slowly. I'll take this nice and slow today. You'll go faster and faster the more confident you get. Now you'll notice the lights, red and green, on the sides of the exit there. If you're flying sort of textbook flight, you'll want to line yourself up with the green lights and fly out as close to them as possible. Now once we've taken off, we can raise the landing gear, which by default is the insert key. Now you'll see their ship coming straight through the middle. Although it's best practice to go, I say, nearest the green set of lights, all the NPC AI controlled ships fly out just pretty much straight down the middle. I think the automatic docking computer you can purchase for your spaceship will also take you down the middle of the entrance, and a lot of other players will just fly straight through. And there, we're outside the starport now. So dead simple. The only thing really you need to worry about is A, not hitting anything, and B, that 5-minute time limit. Although I think it's quite a generous time limit, I don't see how it would take anyone longer than that to leave the station. So that's all there is to it. Pretty simple, really. We'll just lock back onto the station, swing back round and land. So I'll just cut power a second. So imagine you've come out of Super Cruise and you're staring at the station. We'll just target it. By default that's the T key when you're looking at it. And you'll notice down at the bottom left of my screen, just left of the radar there, you'll see an actual sort of holographic image of the station. And it's got little arrows on it. And those arrows point towards the actual entrance to the station. So sometimes you'll drop out of hyperspace and you'll be facing the back or one of the sides of the station, and you need to fly around it to get to the entrance side. Those arrows help you decide which way to fly around so you know where the entrance is. So it's very important that we contact the station and request permission to dock. So to do that, by default it's the shift key, and then you're just using Q and E to navigate around the sections. You go to contacts. It's usually the first contact on the list. Just press the space bar and press the S key to go down to request docking. Space bar again.
Request granted.
And you request to dock. And again, you've got 10 minutes now to dock. Sometimes the request will be denied and sometimes it will time out. Timeout's usually related to a server issue. And request denied usually if there's heavy traffic trying to enter the station. So you might find that, especially in some of the busier systems where there's a lot of NPC ships and other human players flying around. You'll notice it says proceed to landing pad 31. 31s are designated landing pad. I'm going to just take this nice and slow. You're going to keep your speed in the blue bar for maximum manoeuvrability, but I'm going to just drop it off slightly. Again, you want to look for the green lights, if there are any, and just come in nice and easy. Avoid any of the ships, avoid the sort of metal mesh surrounding this entrance. And in we go. Now we notice our radar directs us to our landing pad. The radar just being on the left there is the main radar, the little blue dot. And we just come on nice and slow to our landing pad. Again, say you've got the time limit. Also, if you stop inside the station doorway, or if you stop on another landing pad, you'll get told off for loitering. Come in and we'll deploy our landing gear about now. I like to do that nice and early. Speedboat now.
Landing gear deployed.
There we go. As we get closer to the pad, our main radar screen will change to a docking screen. There we go. And we see a little representation of our ship. Edge it forwards. Now you see that line in the centre is blue, that's because we're on target. And as soon as we reach the centre, the whole thing should turn blue, like that. And that's how we know we can land. That's when it will engage with the dock. And you just drop down on your speed there, and we'll land in a second. I just want to show you first of all though, this is where the thrusters come in handy. You see I'm going up and down on those thrusters, and say I came in slightly to one side as well, you can move the ship left and right, and using that then combined with the rudder you can line your ship up perfectly. You always enter the station and dock facing the control tower. However, at the time of creating this video, there is an occasional bug where you actually have to park your ship a full 180 around, sort of facing the way you came in. But standard docking is to face the control tower, and I hope at some point they'll get that bug fixed on all stations, so it won't be an issue. But if you ever find yourself not able to dock, just try turning the ship around 180. And ease it down gently, and there we dock. So that's how you take off and land in Elite Dangerous. Really simple. Come and find me in game if you want. I'm Commander Dreamweaver. On YouTube, I'm Dreamwoven. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments box on YouTube. If you find this video helpful, please like and share it, or subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much.